You know, I believe in fate. Destiny, right? That's probably what happened to many of my previous movies. Me and the producer, Basil, and we were on the phone, and out of nowhere, right? He said, oh, you know, Donnie, do you watch John Wick? Do you like John Wick? I said, oh, actually, I do, you know. Would you like to be in it? I said, well, it depends, right? Depends on the role and the script. And I read the first draft they originally given to me. It's quite solid. At the same time, there's a lot of potential to be, and I know that we're gonna go through all these kind of creative conversation with Chad and you know, three of us, and which we did. And I was convinced, and I said, all right, you know, I'll do it. You know, I trust you, you know. So got on a plane and went to Germany. I have never met anybody in the film industry, even with my 40 years of working with so many Chinese directors, action directors, right, including, that I can truly say that someone like Chad can understand what I'm trying to express. It's that whole Asian culture and Western culture. Even when I'm back home, when I'm with my most comfortable environment with my colleagues, Asian filmmakers, they don't understand me as much as Chad does. And that's a compliment to him. And I told him that, you know, throughout our dinners, I said, you know, it's very interesting that you understand where I'm coming from. And I understand where he's coming from. Seldom you find that kind of connection. He's human, right? He's complex. He's cool. How many characters you find in English language speaking movies, you find a Asian, they call it minority, even though as Chinese guy, we are the majority race in the world, that are given the same equality of the diversity of that character. You know, usually when you see an Asian guy or Chinese man, you come in, it's like he's either a kung fu master or he's very stoic or conservative. You know, he's very this, right? Not Caine. No, he dresses well, you know, he's expressed himself, you know, he doesn't take any shit, you know, he curses, you know. That's another thing. I said, look, why can't he curse? You know, he got a temper, you know. He got a temperament there. I think they want to create an equal to John in order for a new character having the same kind of weight in the film, especially a new franchise. So you introduce a new character, you gotta have a certain substance there. And same type of person, at the same time, they're different, but they understand each other. So there's a connection there. There's a draw between these two characters. I think that's what Chad and wanted to create out of Caine. So when you watch this movie, you see he would just be another character, right? I think it's the people. I think it's Chad. I think he's he's the captain of the ship, you know. It's very important how he makes everybody feel welcome and comfortable. When you're in a comfortable zone, you can be at your best. And that's important for making a great film, especially this film. You're dealing with so many characters from different culture, and they all have this own set of mind, right? Oh, super nice guy, super cool. I actually met him many years ago when I belonged to several of these charity organizations. The organization invited him, and I was the host. He came to Hong Kong, and we had dinner. And of course, our connection through films, he worked with Iwanyk on The Matrix, and the fact that they told me they watch a lot of my films, you know, it opens you up, you know, to feeling comfortable. But working with Keanu, I know that he's well-trained, you know, he trains a lot, and he has all these experience, and I know that I'm in safe hands. The way I process the style of the fightings in all my movies, I identify this personality first. It's not about the style. People always ask me, oh, you know, what martial arts style you want this? But to me, it doesn't matter, right? To me, it's how this person reacts, how this character reacts. Is he a little bit jumpy? Is he a little bit calm? Is he a little bit like, for example, this guy, he's a family man, introvert, calm, walk slow, talk slow. Therefore, his movements is very reserved. He only reacts to an outside force. So it's always the character. Once I identify the character, it comes natural for me to have these body movements. If I wanted to use an example to explain to people who's fascinated with my films, and I use music, like jazz. How do I explain to you why am I playing this note, this passage? Because it's my feeling. The first week, I was still trying to find this character. Same with Chad. I told Chad, I'm not sure if I know this character yet. And he told me, neither do I. So we both were on the journey of finding this character. And luckily, we started to took shape. Actually, this was an idea that I gave him in the very beginning, because before I came to Berlin, literally, we were exchanging notes, talking to him about this character, this. And he sent me some pictures. What do you think? How does he picture this Caine? And I told him, well, I see him stylish. Steve McQueen, Bruce Lee. And I said, remember Bruce Lee during the black and white interview with the skinny tie and the black suit and everything? Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool, And then we came here. And of course, that was the initial response, but not until when I came and we tried it on and I showed him. And he said, wow, that's pretty cool. And of course, after he shot the scene and he watched the playback, and until today, and he still say, oh, that's a good decision that we made.